Relationships of all kinds are often perceived as very delicate things that require extra effort to maintain. However, dependence can also be something that can provide security, and can also be long-lasting despite many trials. Building effective and lasting relationships is a necessity for several reasons. For example, in a group or organization, the people's well-being depends on how efficient and effective they work. The group or organization is also dependent on how the members work well with the management. An ineffective group or organization can be very frustrating. An effective group or organization can also ask so much of its members. Sometimes the members would have no life outside the area's walls where they work or sacrifice the other aspects of their life to meet deadlines. For an organization or group with this kind of scenario, dependence can be stressed or suffer from breakdown. People or other entities who depend on these groups or organizations also suffer. Society is defined as a web of relationships, which requires all parties to work and contribute their share to achieve a common goal. Having a good alliance, where cooperation and respect are manifested, can make society work better. In this way, each member works for the good of the whole and achieves a common goal. This can only be attained with effective and efficient dependence. Understanding the other party's feelings and position creates an effective and efficient kinship. The easiest method to understand what is important to another party is to ask them what they want and listen to what they have to say. When the other party realizes this, they would feel the importance given to them. Effective and efficient dependence requires parties to express their feelings and positions on all related matters openly. Assuming that the other party understands our needs and gives us when we need it without asking for it is not good. Respect is the key to a relationship. To create a more effective affinity, parties should treat each other with respect. We can show respect just by listening to the other party and sincerely understanding how they function. You can also show respect to other parties by confirming that they are doing everything they can. The opposite of respect is the quick forming of judgments based on unfounded facts and prejudice. Respect is the very foundation for a great alliance. This also means respecting yourself and respecting others. Another key area in forming an effective dependence is to tackle the differences of the other party directly. Differences between parties or people are quite interesting. For example, in a conversation where each party listens to the other party, you may observe that each has two different perspectives. Work towards a win-win solution for both parties. This can be done when at least one party acknowledges that affinity is important. That party would then exert more time, effort, and energy to understand the other party's needs and deal with them to get them out of the way. Should they fail, it is comforting for that party to know that they tried. Effectively listening and no prejudging. This is important if parties are to understand each other. Informal discussions are conducive for parties. They bring out issues and concerns comfortably. They also feel more relaxed, making them think more clearly. Developing an atmosphere where the other party can express their feelings when they need to. When parties fail to express whatever is on their mind or their feelings, it can get in the way of building an effective kinship. Parties should be aware that certain things exist naturally, but should be controlled in any dealings and any dependence. Human nature is one. Some of these things found in consanguinity also include a history of stereotyping or mistrust, blaming the other person or party for a strained dependence, excluding the other party's feelings when focusing on a task, no clear and defined objectives, roles, and expectations of each party in an alliance is also unclear. Relationships are important to anyone. Addressing issues and problems right away are necessary to improve the affinity further. As they say, no man is an island. Is attraction a matter of chemistry? Maybe. According to scientists, the attraction between animals of the opposite sex is all about chemicals called pheromones. The effect of pheromones on the behavior of insects is the most studied to date. At least in some experiments, it has been observed that pheromones are responsible for communication among the same species and colony of ants. The horrible odor released by skunks to ward off enemies is said to be a kind of pheromone. Some species of apes rub pheromone-containing urine on the feet of potential mates to attract them. Some scientists believe that animals, usually females, such as insects and mammals, send out these chemical signals to tell the male of their species that their genes are different from theirs. This gene diversity is important in producing offspring with better chances of survival. The perfume industry has capitalized on pheromones to increase one's sexual attractiveness to the opposite sex. Animals such as the whale and the musk deer were hunted down for these chemicals. Lately, scientists are looking into the existence of human pheromones and their role in mate selection. There are many conflicting views in the realm of biology, chemistry, genetics, and psychology. Most scientists would assert that these do not exist, or if they do not play a role in sexual attraction between a man and a woman. But new research conducted by Swiss researchers from the University of Bern led by Klaus Wedekind is slowly making these scientists rethink their stand. Their experiment involved women sniffing the cotton shirts of different men during their ovulation period. It was found out that women prefer the smell of men's genetically different shirts and shared similarities with the women's genes. This, like in the case of insects and other mammals, was to ensure better and healthier characteristics for their future children. But researchers also cautioned that preference for a male odor is affected by the women's ovulation period, the food that men eat, perfumes and other scented body products, and the use of contraceptive pills. So how does attraction figure in relationships? You have probably heard that attraction is a prelude or a factor towards an alliance. Most probably, at least in the beginning, but attraction alone cannot make a kinship work. It is that attraction that makes you notice a person from the opposite sex, but once you get to know the person more, attraction is just one consideration. Shared values, dreams, and passions become more significant in long-term dependence. More than trying to become physically attractive, work on all aspects of your health: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Physical attraction is still a precursor. Remember, biology predisposes us to choose the partner with the healthiest genes. Where your emotions are concerned, ask to yourself, would you want to spend time with a person who feels insecure about themselves? Probably not. There is wisdom in knowing yourself, who you are, your beliefs, values, and dreams. And do not pretend to be someone you are not. Fooling another person by making them think that you share the same values and beliefs will only cause you both disappointments. When you are healthy in all aspects, attractiveness becomes a consequence and not an end.